Hello and welcome back to Hybrid Heaven. We are climbing to the top of the chain of descending corridors to another elevator sequence. We always love those.
Still better than the elevators in Mass Effect.
Definitely much faster. No loading.
Yeah.
Walk around it, not risk having to go through the elevator sequence again. Oh no, not more of these.
Prepare for platform hell.
Actually, interestingly enough, this location features mostly skippable encounters.
Neat.
Except that I am going to fight pretty much most of them, if I recall correctly. I mean, you're going to.
I mean, assuming I can shimmy across them properly.
It's already done.
Eh.
It's like the thing is, it's actually very easy to avoid most of them. But there is very little reason to, because none of the encounters are particularly dangerous. And I mean, yeah, just take a look.
Can't quite aim our arms downward to shoot things like that, unfortunately.
No, only have one angle.
We can move exactly 45 degrees, no more, no less.
Okay, so that one's an exception. That one was just filled with traps. Not going near that shit. But there are other ones. There are other ones which are actually filled with monsters. Ah, there you go. You can hear the sound whenever they spawn. They're actually infinite spawners. There's a good reason for it.
Is it so you can grind?
Exactly. And just in case that you may need to, you are allowed to grind in this location. And the few enemies that appear here, like a few of them are actually quite unique looking. This one does look like it's put together from pieces of other monsters, and damn, does he not skip the leg day?
He's got literal boulders for knees.
Exactly.
Like.
I think you may hurt yourself if you did that. No, it's still hurt him more than me.
That's the power of our Diaz suit, man.
Yeah.
Also, just a warning right now, I'm not sure about how the quality's gonna end up for this one. Because, not that you're bad,
crackling.
It's crackling slightly sometimes.
It will live.
So, just a heads up.
Gonna wait for him a little bit.
Yeah. It just takes some time.
There you go.
Know you're in the middle of the ride.
Just wait for him to get up, just to punch him back down again.
Just bully the guy.
Exactly. That's what we do as the good guys.
Yeah. Obviously. I mean, if this game were made in the 90s, it'd be even more true. A lot of 90s protagonists were douchebags.
Exactly. Phil got a double S rank. It's probably because he never actually hit me.
Probably. Or
didn't hit me too hard. Or rather, he only got like one action in. But yeah, it's something I always like. I've mentioned it before, but it's something I've always found very, very appealing about the design of this location. Like in general, like this entire game's level design. the introduction of moving elements. Like I don't know if I turn the camera right there, but there's like a gigantic propeller in the. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like, these sorts of things just. Like it's not much, but it definitely adds to the feel that it's like self-functioning. It's a gigantic machine. Like especially that one in like at like the midpoint in the game where you're in this gigantic turbine in the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
Like especially for a system as limited as Nintendo 64. This is actually one of the only locations where it's relative get an ambush attack on the enemies. Would you stop that? It's no, it's not very nice. No means no. I said no means no.
Well,
some people just don't know what personal space is.
Tell me about it.
He really does not want to leave me.
he's clingy.
Oh, definitely.
Quite literal sense. Oh boy.
Nah, I'm safe because he's in the middle of the enemy. This is what you get.
I can only hope you're right for your sake.
I'm not gonna experiment with the reversal again. That one was a lucky shot. That one that I managed to get in the last episode.
Yeah.
Is just like a 10th against 90 chance in my experience. I've only ever managed to reversal correctly maybe twice. And I generally only ever did that right next to a save point.
Yeah, I don't recall you doing a different good reversal.
No, and by saying twice, I mean twice in general.
You're right.
Like my first and second playthrough.
You get one per playthrough. That's
pretty much.
No more.
Admittedly, I don't try too many, but I also don't like to have to restart from, Ooh, backhand crash.
Call me.
Battle Charger Key.
Or Kai, if you prefer.
Yeah. That's the wrong side. I think... No, that's the side that's actually going up, so this is the right one. Yeah, so like the theme, like I said in the previous part, theme of this whole location... God fucking damn it.
It's swearing. That's the theme.
It's pretty much, yes. Theme of this location is going up. It's like we're ascending from this point on.
You're climbing the stairway to heaven.
But like I was saying before, this is one of the very few locations where it's relatively easy to actually get a surprise encounter on the enemies, as opposed to the other way around. As you can hear over there, because I left and re-entered the room, technically, the other enemy has just respawned.
But we don't.
So you can just go. So you can just go between the two rooms over and over, and you just keep resetting the enemies. What's not very helpful is that they change the camera angle the moment you go down.
Right.
But still, prepare your anus.
Time to absolutely murder this guy.
Done.
I wasn't exaggerating. How is that not a triple S? Like, honestly.
There isn't a triple S, I imagine.
Still, like, you think for that, there would be the exception.
Yes. Finish the enemy off in just one hit.
Like,
But yeah, this is why surprise encounters are really pull off, and the whole rest of the game. And I imagine they left it for this location, like made it very easy for this one in particular, simply because this is your last chance to actually grind, if I recall correctly.
that's a way to speed up the process.
Exactly. They like at this point, they were like, yeah, if you really need it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's also not like not like getting an advantage encounter is easy in the slightest, as you can tell.
Especially not on this dude who can teleport.
Well, no, he just constantly. He appears normally when he's out of battle, so that's not an issue. But like in general, the camera does not make it easy to actually bum rush anybody.
No.
I can imagine that it's just because of the way they designed the camera to not go into walls. You know, they didn't want it to get hung up on objects, which, you know, it's actually a good piece of design. But in this location, it just makes it very difficult to actually aim for it. I guess you could sort of try to not have the camera get stuck on the wall if you jumped right off. But at that point, you're kind of your chances of actually getting somebody from the back are pretty low, I imagine.
Right.
Punch, punch, punch. I only need the one hand.
Sure, you Reppa.
I didn't even need the advantage encounter, although this did take a lot longer.
So hey, whenever the mutants like phase out of existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we loot them, is that stuff they were carrying, or did we punch them so hard they transformed into frickin' items that we consume?
I mean, they obviously. I don't think they're. It's actually the stuff they're carrying, because when the original, the clone of Johnny, the main character, disappeared at the beginning of the game, all of his clothes disappeared with him as well.
Yeah.
You know, it may just be because, you know, a game from the Nintendo 64.
Right.
But no, it's not entirely out of possibility that it's something that was a part of them, or like something that, or like I know what. It's possible that their organisms are built in with those. You know how they can, how some enemy types can use attack increase endlessly.
All I'm saying is that, with that in mind, it makes us consuming these health ups really freaking gross. Just saying.
It's fine.
It's nasty.
Everything is always fine, the violin.
If you say so. Fly me to the moon.
Such a beautiful song.
Yes.
Just let me load up the turns while you shimmy back and forth.
I'm surprised you didn't die like all the others did in one combo.
I believe this one may actually have like a unique attack, or I'm mistaking it with something that comes right afterwards.
I mean, either way, this dude was waiting for us. He attacked us as soon as we opened the door.
Yeah, I believe this is supposed to be like some sort of a mini boss.
Doesn't really seem
Or
like it.
some- It's either this one or some other one. I remember specifically there being a like an enemy type. It's another one that actually had like a unique move that was very boss-like, but it was if I recall correctly, a respawnable encounter.
Uh,
It didn't seem like a move that you could learn because it was a little bit too elaborate. Or I may be misremembering stuff, who knows.
Please tell me it's the Canadian destroyer.
I don't think so, sadly.
That's like one of the greatest wrestling moves of all time.
I don't know.
Dude, look it up sometime, dude. It's amazing.
Canadian destroyer.
Yes.
Oh, and I believe this is yeah. There is one more. There is one chapter after this, but it's like before you actually reach the end game. But this is the place where you should stay if you want to grind.
Right. Well, damn.
That was a really good scene.
Yeah.